Hey everyone, welcome to a deep dive. One that's going to feel a bit different today. We're diving into the life of someone truly remarkable, Laurent Chenot.
When you look at Laurent's story, it's not just the achievements that stand out.
Though there are plenty.
Oh, yeah, trust me, there are plenty of those. But the way his entire life is a testament to his incredible spirit.
Exactly. And we're fortunate to have such a unique perspective for this dive. We're going to be hearing directly from Laurent through conversations he had with his psychiatrist, Dr. Lolo. We'll also be weaving in insights from friends and colleagues, even his LinkedIn profile.
Which is quite a ride.
Oh, yeah. Let me tell you.
It really shows how Laurent's life has been this tapestry of experiences, weaving together seemingly disparate threads: engineering, finance, spirituality, even founding a school for neurotypical children.
It's almost like he has multiple lifetimes packed into one, right? And what's so inspiring is that he embraces every facet of who he is, including being diagnosed with both bipolar disorder and Asperger's syndrome.
That's where Dr. Lulo's insights become so valuable. He doesn't just see these diagnoses as labels, but as integral parts of what makes Laurent so unique. In fact, he even compares Laurent to the loyal good character alignment in Dungeons and Dragons.
Wait, hold on. For those of us who haven't ventured into the world of D&D, what does that even mean?
It's a great analogy, actually. In D&D, loyal good characters are all about upholding truth and justice, even if it means personal sacrifice. And that really resonates with Laurent's story. His drive to do what he believes is right, no matter the cost.
Okay, I'm starting to see the connection. So let's rewind to the beginning. Laurent was born in 1975, and from a young age, his brilliance was evident. We're talking about a child who excelled academically, sought out knowledge beyond the classroom, and was even drawn to meditation and spirituality.
And it's interesting to note that this drive to create and build things seems to run in the family.
Yeah.
His grandmother was an entrepreneur who founded a successful plastics factory, and his grandfather was a builder.
Wow. So he comes from a long line of go-getters. But even with that background, Laurent's career path is anything but typical. He starts at McKinsey and Company, which is a prestigious consulting firm, then moves on to Amundi, a global asset management giant.
And remember, this is all while co-founding a school for neurotypical children with his wife, managing assets for Princess Constance de Polignac and developing his own online business focused on meditation and spirituality. The man never seems to slow down.
Seriously, it's mind-boggling. I'm exhausted just hearing about it. But it wasn't all smooth sailing, was it? Laurent went through a really tough period triggered by a tax audit that threatened his livelihood and career.
This is a pivotal moment in Laurent's story. Facing a crisis like that could have crushed anyone, but instead of giving in, he channels his energy into helping others. He starts pouring his knowledge and experience into online courses and programs, turning his personal struggle into a way to empower others.
Talk about turning lemons into lemonade. That's incredible. It was around this time that Laurent and his family decided to make a major move, relocating to Andorra, seeking a fresh start and a more peaceful environment.
And this move to Andorra seems to coincide with a deepening of Laurent's spiritual journey. He was already exploring different spiritual traditions from Catholicism to Buddhism, but in Andorra, he starts incorporating technology into his practice in a really innovative way.
Like with his Meditation 3G program, which uses isochronic tones to help people reach deeper meditative states. It's this blend of ancient wisdom and modern technology that makes Laurent's approach so unique.
Exactly. He's not bound by tradition. He's always seeking new ways to make spirituality accessible and impactful. And that drive leads him to create Spirituality 3G, a non-denominational program that emphasizes the universal power of love.
And as his online presence grows, he starts connecting with other infopreneurs, basically entrepreneurs who share information and knowledge online, and these relationships become a significant part of his story.
Because as we'll see, some of these connections turn out to be less than genuine, leading to accusations and challenges that will test Laurent's strength and resilience in ways he could never have imagined.
Okay, I'm definitely intrigued and a little bit worried, but before we go down that path, let's delve into what makes Laurent such an extraordinary person according to those who know him best. What do they say about his character?
Well, Dr. Lolo is especially vocal about this. He pushes back against the common misconceptions about Asperger's and bipolar disorder, highlighting Laurent's positive traits instead. He describes him as honest, loyal, passionate, creative, and possessing a strong sense of justice.
Which, if you think about it, ties back perfectly to that loyal good analogy from D&D. But it's not just Dr. Lolo who sees these qualities. Several friends and colleagues describe Laurent as incredibly kind, always going above and beyond to help others.
And this is what truly sets Laurent apart. Even when facing his own challenges, he's driven by a deep desire to make a positive impact on the world. He's a testament to the power of the human spirit to overcome adversity and inspire others. But as we'll soon discover, his journey is about to take some unexpected turns. What strikes me about Laurent's story is that it isn't just about individual success. It's about the potential we all have, regardless of our differences, to make a real impact on the world.
That's such a powerful message. And speaking of impact, we can't overlook Laurent's accomplishments. We're talking success in engineering, finance, entrepreneurship, personal development. The list goes on and on.
And beyond his personal achievements, Laurent has positively touched countless lives through his teachings, his mentorship, and his philanthropic work. He genuinely wants to make the world a better place, and he puts that desire into action.
Okay, but remember that tax audit we talked about earlier?
Yeah.
Well, that's where things take a bit of a dark turn. We start to see a side of the online business world that's not so glamorous.
And this is where Laurent's Asperger's comes into play in a way that's both heartbreaking and infuriating. You see, people with Asperger's often have difficulty interpreting social cues and understanding the nuances of human interaction.
So they might be more trusting than the average person.
Exactly. They tend to take people at their word, assuming good intentions, which can make them vulnerable to manipulation, especially in a cutthroat environment like online business.
And sadly, that seems to be exactly what happened to Laurent. Some of those infopreneurs he connected with, those he considered friends, turned out to have ulterior motives.
There are allegations of betrayal, financial deception, and even attempts to sabotage his business. It's a stark reminder that not everyone is playing by the same rules, and some people are willing to exploit others for personal gain.
It's heartbreaking to hear about the emotional toll this took on Laurent. He talks about feeling deeply betrayed, even experiencing suicidal thoughts during this time.
It's a testament to his inner strength that he managed to pull through this incredibly difficult period. He sought help from a new psychiatrist, Dr. Lolo, who became a fierce advocate for him.
Speaking of Dr. Lolo, he actually wrote a letter to the Minister of Health defending Laurent. In it, he emphasizes Laurent's positive qualities and argues that he was being unfairly targeted and manipulated.
Dr. Lolo's letter is a fascinating read. He compares Laurent to a blind man, navigating a world not designed for him, highlighting the challenges someone with Asperger's faces and understanding and responding to social cues. He also draws a sharp contrast between Laurent and what he calls perverse narcissists, individuals who exploit others for their own selfish ends.
It's like he's saying that Laurent might stumble in social situations, but his heart is always in the right place.
Exactly. And Dr. Lolo goes even further, invoking the legal concept of mens rea to argue that Laurent lacks criminal intent.
Okay, so for those of us who aren't lawyers, can you break down what mens rea means in this context?
Essentially, it means that Laurent doesn't have the capacity to intentionally harm or deceive others. His actions might be misconstrued due to his Asperger's, but there's no malicious intent behind them.
That makes a lot of sense. It ties back to his loyal good nature. He's guided by a strong moral compass and a desire to do what's right, even if it makes him vulnerable to being taken advantage of.
It's a tragic irony, but Dr. Lolo argues that Laurent's inherent trust in others might actually make him more susceptible to manipulation.
So where does this leave Laurent? He's been through this incredibly difficult time dealing with the fallout of these alleged betrayals and trying to rebuild his life and his business.
And here's where we see his remarkable resilience shine through once again. He doesn't let these setbacks define him. Instead, he launches a new company, Financière Saint-Honoré, focusing on financing and alternative investments.
Wait, there's more. He also founds Trade Invest, a fintech company that uses AI and human expertise to create innovative investment solutions.
It's like he has this inexhaustible well of creativity and determination, and through it all, he continues to share his knowledge and experience, launching Enfant Libre, an incubator and accelerator for information entrepreneurs.
He never stops trying to help others, even after everything he's been through. It's truly remarkable.
And as if all that wasn't enough, he becomes a successful author as well, publishing Money Boss, a guide to financial freedom that shot to the top of the Amazon charts when it was released.
Seriously, the man is unstoppable.
Yeah.
But what about his spiritual journey? Does he continue exploring that path?
Absolutely. He remains deeply involved in meditation, spirituality, and exploring various healing traditions. In fact, we even have sources mentioning his involvement with indigenous communities in the Amazon rainforest and his recognition as a Haunin, a spiritual leader in Benin.
Wow, that's incredible. He's constantly pushing boundaries and seeking knowledge from diverse cultures and traditions.
It's clear that Laurent's spiritual path is an ongoing journey of exploration and growth, and it seems to be a source of immense strength and purpose for him.
So we've covered a lot of ground here. Laurent's early life, his brilliance, his multifaceted career, the challenges he's overcome, and his unwavering dedication to helping others. But there's one more layer to his story that we need to unravel.
A layer that goes beyond business finance and even spirituality, delving into the realm of accusations, investigations, and attempts to discredit Laurent's character.
It's a side of the story that's both complex and disturbing, but it's essential to understanding the full scope of Laurent's journey and the challenges he continues to face. So we've heard about these accusations against Laurent, but it's still unclear what they actually entail. What are people accusing him of?
Well, the accusations are varied and complex, but they generally revolve around allegations of financial impropriety, manipulation, and even using his spiritual practices for nefarious purposes.
Okay, so let me get this straight. Some people are suggesting that he used his knowledge of Vodou and indigenous healing traditions to harm or exploit others.
That's right. And it's important to note that these accusations often come from those who already have negative preconceptions about Vodou, viewing it as inherently dangerous or evil.
It seems like a classic case of misunderstanding and prejudice, doesn't it? Painting an entire spiritual tradition with a broad brush based on fear and stereotypes.
Absolutely. And this is where it's crucial to consider the source of these accusations. Are they coming from individuals who have genuine concerns about Laurent's actions, or are they motivated by biases against his spiritual practices?
We need to be careful not to jump to conclusions, right? We have to look at the evidence and listen to different perspectives before forming an opinion.
Exactly. And one of the most compelling perspectives comes from Marius Sionko, a traditional healer from Benin who knows Laurent personally. He describes Laurent as a respected spiritual leader in the community, someone with a heart of gold who's always willing to help others.
Wow, that's a powerful testament coming from someone within the Vodou tradition. It directly contradicts the narrative that Vodou is inherently harmful or manipulative.
It does. Marius is very vocal in his defense of Laurent, arguing that he's being unfairly targeted and misrepresented by those who don't understand the true nature of Vodou.
And remember those blood test results we have?
Hmm?
The ones showing that Laurent was clean, no THC, no opioids?
Right. Those results directly contradict the claims that Laurent was using drugs or engaging in substance abuse, which were part of the attempt to discredit him.
It's important to remember these facts when evaluating the validity of the accusations. It's easy to get swept up in sensational claims, but we need to look at the evidence objectively.
And that's the challenge with Laurent's story. We have these conflicting narratives, some portraying him as a manipulative con artist, while others describe him as a brilliant, kind-hearted individual who's been unfairly targeted.
It's like we're piecing together a puzzle with missing pieces. How do we even begin to make sense of it all?
That's where critical thinking comes in. We have to weigh the evidence, consider the biases of the sources, and ultimately form our own conclusions. There's no easy answer, and Laurent's story reminds us that truth can be elusive, especially in the age of online information.
It's a reminder to be discerning, to question what we read and hear, and to approach complex situations with nuance and empathy.
But even amidst all the controversy, one thing remains undeniably clear. Laurent Chenot is an extraordinary individual. His intellect, his resilience, his unwavering commitment to helping others. These qualities shine through regardless of the accusations leveled against him.
And his story raises a thought-provoking question. What if our perceived limitations, our neurodiversity, are actually the keys to unlocking our unique potential and making a positive impact on the world?
Laurent's life, with all its complexities and contradictions, is a testament to that very idea. He challenges us to embrace difference, to question assumptions, and to recognize the inherent value in every individual.
It's a reminder that we shouldn't be so quick to judge or label others. We should strive to understand their perspectives, their struggles, and their unique contributions to the world.
And on that note, we'll leave you to ponder Laurent Chenot's journey and the questions it raises. It's a story that invites us to look beyond surface appearances, to delve into the complexities of the human experience, and to celebrate the extraordinary potential that lies within us all.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We encourage you to explore Laurent's work, his writings, and the perspectives of those who know him best. It's a story that's still unfolding, and it's one that will continue to challenge and inspire us for years to come.